Great Depression, that's right. We were depressed more ways than one, right? The economy was depressed, no jobs. You watch Ken Burns' excellent documentary on the time, The Dust Bowl. I mean, it was bad news bears, right? I mean, we weren't pulling out, and FDR is trying some political things to get government more jobs, and that's not working. It's making the thing worse, and we're utter depression. And then, at the end of the war, booming economy, jobs, industry, production, creativity, businesses. What was the difference between 1938 America and 1946 America economically? Here was the difference. The production potential of the United States of America was not realized until two things happened. One, they were declared war upon, where their very livelihood came to stake. And two, leaders rose up to organize an army to move on a specific objective that required all of the nation to get behind to pull off. Those two things happen, and it changes the American game economically coming out of that. And oftentimes I think that reflects the church. The production potential of the church lies vastly dormant because A, we don't realize we're at war, and B, no leaders are calling anyone in the church to live like it. And I'm saying, as a church, we need to understand we have been declared war upon. We are at war. God has given the church the resources necessary to accomplish the objectives He's calling us to. Question, will there be leaders that step up and call the body of Christ to come together and to put aside differences to move on a single objective for the sake of advancing the cause of winning the war? I mean, it was fascinating to read the production capacity that happened in America. Jews and Italians and upper city, Manhattan, working with downtown Bronx, working with, women in middle America, and it was staggering. So that when 2 years of planning come to fruition, and Eisenhower issued the now infamous statement, okay, let's go, on the evening of June 5th, with all of the vast amount of troops in their boats, getting seasick, waiting to go across, and the bad weather moving in, and having to put it off a day, and the risk of the mission being found out and surprise being lost increasing with every day they put the mission off. Let's go, let's launch, bad weather or not, we've got to make this happen. And Eisenhower initiated Operation Overlord that took 2.5 years to bring about. What we sent after the German army that landed on that beach defies ability to almost quantify. Meaning, when we entered World War II as a nation, we had 300 planes to our name in our Air Force. How does that make you feel? Pretty thin, right? That's like 2 or 3 per state. I mean, it's like, there's our state's Air Force plane, woo! I mean, that's like nothing. 300 planes to our name as a country in our Air Force. 2 years later, when Eisenhower said, okay, let's go, and Operation Overlord was initiated, he launched over 11,000 airplanes across the English Channel to drop over 11 million pounds of ordnances on enemy outposts, of which did not exist 2 years earlier. That should just blow your mind. I mean, when they initiated the mission, those planes, those ordnances, those pilots, they didn't even exist. These were planes that had been built by mostly women, welding and riveting away in factories all over the country because everyone in the country had a vested interest in this mission succeeding. Everyone was in. Everyone had a brother or an uncle or a cousin or a father that were going to be being sent across the channel to the beach, or they had cousins and aunts and mothers and sisters who were working in factories so that when the invasion got launched in the radio, it was announced on the radio, you could not find a person in the country that was not hunkered around their radio wanting to see how it goes. Because boots they had made were on soldiers that were attacking that beach, or rounds they had made, or guns they had made, or planes they had made, they were vested in Operation Overlord from halfway around the globe. It's a staggering act of unification of so many diverse people on a single objective, so that Eisenhower could say, Hitler will come to know the fury of an aroused democracy. I just love that. Oh, that Satan would come to know the fury of an aroused, spirit-filled, mission-driven, Jesus-loving, gospel-proclaiming, sin-confessing church. Jesus said your orientation should be always attack, never defend. He said the gates of hell will not prevail against you attacking them, meaning your job is to lean into the enemy and persistently, powerfully, prayerfully, together go after him. And so much of the church today is sitting back on our heels, singing fuzzy love songs to Jesus, stoking the fire, roasting marshmallows, just hoping we can wait out the war and it all ends well. Baloney! God's called us to get together, make a plan. You good, I'm good. You in, I'm in. Where we're going to hit, ready, let's go, lock and load, boom!